tiebreaker scenario in which it would come down to total time in the group stage. So they are underway, and we're in for a good one.
All right, so both are grabbing 1-1, so I assume we're going to be looking at a 1-1, 1-2 power-up scenario, with both runners being the times that they have. They are very comfortable with Big Mario. Nothing out of the usual that you would see in terms of small fire or maybe some other tricks or small-only runs going here.
Certainly. There's just the easiest strategy to go 1-1 and 1-2, grab your power-ups there. That way you don't have to worry about the Koopa Goomba section in 1-2. You don't have to do any safe strategies where you kick the turtle shell and lose some time. This is the safest strategy. It's not as fast as powering up in 1-3 and 1-4, but definitely safer and only loses about 1 to 1.5 seconds. So certainly worth it for a race scenario. And you see the sync going on right here.
This is what you're going to see out of just the top runners in this category. Everybody in this tournament is a fantastic runner, but when you get, number 3 and number 4 in the world going at it, this is the quality that we expect. Clean through 1-2, beautiful job on the stairs, perfect time out of 1-2, grabbing fire.
They both get the 353, which is very important because it's a tight in-game second to get, and they both got it. If you just tick over to 352, then you have to buffer jump on the stairs, because otherwise if you did fast stairs, you would get a 6 on the timer, on the 1 digit of timer, you get 6 fireworks. So instead of doing that, you buffer a jump and you get a 5. That'll cost you not only 1 but 2 frame rules, because you go from a 353 essentially to a 351. So that would cost you 0.7 seconds. So both of them getting the 353 is very impressive. And now they're going into 1-4.
And perfectly synced up at this point too. This has just been very good start for both runners here. I know the question going into this, we were talking about this beforehand, Takate. SuperSonic is very much a varied speed runner. Not only does he run Mario, he does go for his namesake and has been running Sonic the Hedgehog for marathons and other races recently. So Rust was going to be a factor in here, you would think, coming in.
Yeah, maybe, but like I said, he was grinding some Warpless this week, and he put up some good times. He got the forward Bowser there, which is a little bit tougher kill than jtknott did. jtknott getting the backward return Bowser. I didn't see which one it was, but the more comfortable Bowser. So SuperSonic had to turn around and kill Bowser. That cost him just a couple frame rolls, but these two are still essentially tied through the end of World 1.
All right, so here in World 2, you're just going to start seeing the Piranha Plant, start to see a couple more different enemies coming through here, different patterns. Really, it's just the game showing you still a couple of different things that are going to see more difficult and progress as the game continues. Really, 2-1's basic, 2-2, we're going to get into our first swim, as you see here. 2-3, and then 2-4, the castle, you'll start to see the difficulty ramp up.
Yeah, for sure. And so going into 2-2, we have these little choke points, bottlenecks, where the blocks that are in the way in the swimming section kind of close in and they're filled with enemies. Those are going to be the spots you want to watch out for in 2-2. We're coming up to one right here with jtknott shooting the blooper, SuperSonic shooting the blooper, almost look like a carbon copy of each other. And there'll be a couple more choke points coming up in this level.
All right, and so far it's just minimal. It is the difference of that Bowser pattern for the fight going between both these guys. But fantastic swim from both runners so far. And we're going to see it here. 3:16 on the timer for both of them. That was as clean a 2-2 as you can have.
Yeah, and you can get what's called the low 3:16, which actually lose a frame rule, but both of them were so clean into the pipe that they got the high 3:16, the optimal frame rule there. So very good job by both runners, and now they're going into 2-3, beat the cheaps.
Yep, and 2-3 here. These cheaps can be problematic, but some duck jumps here, get through with the firepower. Again, both great job by both these guys. I love watching them run.
Yeah, and when you get about halfway through this level, you're kind of in the clear. There's only like one really bad cheap, and it kind of comes at the first portion of the level. But once you get halfway through, the cheaps are almost always just very comfortable. So I always kind of breathe a sigh of relief when I get past that one spot in 2-3, knowing I never got a bad cheat pattern there, especially in a race setting where maybe you had a little bunk or a hiccup early on and you won't know your pattern. You always feel relieved to get halfway through. And now 2-4, let's check out these Bowser kills. A 261 and a 261. So once again, all square through World 2.
When you missed it too, that elevator jump there, where they have to do the duck jump to land there with the fire bar and the Bowser fire there. That is a very tight window. That is a great job by both of them. JT did get one fireball in over the fire to hit Bowser, but it really was negated. Both had very quick kills on Bowser there.
Certainly, and 3-1, pretty comfortable level up until the very end. We're going to watch these stairs here. You're going to shoot the first Koopa out of the way, and JT's going to jump over the second. I know SuperSonic shoots the second, so they take a little bit different strategies to clear the stairs in 3-1 at the end there, but both of them getting the optimal 3:47 on the timer. It's really just runner preference.
And that's the one thing I love about Warpless is there are different ways to get pretty much to the same point. It does come down to preference and what you feel more comfortable with. As optimized the run as is on the top level, there is still more than one way to get to the end of the level, which makes it very creative.
Yeah, for sure. And we are coming up on the thank you, Goofy. Right in tune with the music there. The fireballs. Da-da-da. That is something that Goofy Chocobo found. I mean, the despawn we already knew about, but timing those fireballs to the music is something Goofy Chocobo found to have a really consistent way of clearing out those enemies for the Goombas despawn right in front of the stairs. That gives you a little bit more room, a little bit more comfort to make the jump up in front of the stairs so you don't bonk on the stairs and stair boss.
Sonic going a little swaggy, jumping through the platform there at the start of 3-3, where JT went over it. So,
yeah,
little fun there.
I'm Team Swag. I'm Team Swag. You got to go through the platform. I'm sorry.
Perfect 260 on the timer for both runners. Clean run. I really can't say much more about it at this point.
Yeah, right here is where we're going to see what happens. Are they on the spreadsheet? Will they be going for aggressive strats? JT going aggressive, SuperSonic going aggressive. There's the Potoboot Gauntlet at the end here, so we'll have to see if they're also using the spreadsheet here. Oh, yeah. Oh, and SuperSonic does take a hit. He was going for it, but either he misjudged his frame rule or misjudged his jump or something like that and took a hit to that Potoboot. So the first little blip in our speedruns here comes in 3-4.
All right, so now we're into World 4. The first two levels are the most infamous in history. We're going to see SuperSonic. He's going to grab the mushroom here. Whether or not he grabs that fire flower here towards the end of 4-1 or at the beginning of 4-2, we'll wait and see. But not much we can say about 4-1 that hasn't already been said.
Yeah, you're almost certainly going to grab the second power-up in 4-2. The second power-up in 4-1 is pretty slow to get, and it's also a little treacherous because of the spinies that Lakitu is throwing down. It can kind of make it a little bit of a tough situation there. So not only is it slower and tough, just go into 4-2 and get the quicker power-up, and you're going to watch SuperSonic get it right where jtknott is passing now. That's where SuperSonic is going to grab his power-up.
All right, so JT is going bottom route. I suspect SuperSonic is going to be the same coming through. Clean job on the power-up grab. Great job, SuperSonic.
Yep, and SuperSonic going his traditional bottom route as well. He's always been a bottom route runner. So double bottom route here for our runners. JT perfect through, and SuperSonic about as perfect as you can do it for having to grab that power-up, 3:47 on the timer. He won't even need to slow down on the stairs or anything.
All right, so 4-3 here. Not much to say about this level except for Sky Boots. Takate, if you'd like to explain that.
Yeah, 4-3, if you run through this level without slowing down at all, without tapping left, and then you jump from a very specific 2-frame window off of this elevator that jtknott is jumping off right there, what you'll see will happen, and jtknott got it, is Mario will come to rest on that block, the flagpole block, 1 pixel above the block instead of on the block, and SuperSonic gets it as well. And that 1 pixel of space allows Mario to get to the castle 2 frames sooner, and those 2 frames are enough to get him 1 bus or 1 frame rule, 21 frames, 0.35 seconds faster to the next level, because this game checks for level completion every 21 frames. So it's important to get that if you're doing PB attempts. Not quite as important in a race setting, but still nice to get.
All right, Sonic taking the traditional maze route here in 4-4. I was going to speculate whether or not he was going to go for the clip, knowing that he's behind on the power-up. A little bit of a slower kill, but he is through as well. JT just running a clean race so far.
Yeah, JT is having a doozy of a race. Very clean Bowser kills, absolutely no slowdowns, no mistakes for jtknott. Just powering on through, very impressive. SuperSonic again. The only issue was the 3-4 Potoboot as the difference in this race, and he's gotten a little bit tougher Bowser patterns. He's got a lot of forward Bowsers, which require, once again, you to turn around and shoot Bowser with fire. They can still be done fast, but they're a little bit more tricky, and so that's kind of been the difference, is that one hit and maybe a couple of Bowser kills.
All right, 5-2, challenging, no Bill. Oh, scary there on the jump, though. That's going to be, there it is, there's the hit, takes the hit. First mistake of the run for JT. SuperSonic right back into this race.
Yeah, jtknott unfortunately getting the Hammer Bro hammer, but there are a couple power-ups in 5-2 that are quite comfortable to get, so jtknott gonna grab him here. Oh, he actually skips the second one. He may go for the 5-3 power-up, which is like getting the 1-3 power-up, and SuperSonic doing the Koopa Bop strategy, so I like that. That was his little invention, and he's kind of stuck with it. If you don't slow down in 5-2, instead of full jumping off the edge of that and trying to land on the stairs, you jump a little sooner and you bop off the Koopa. It's actually a cleaner strategy, but you have to not slow down in 5-2 to guarantee it'll work.
Okay, so JT did not get the Fire Flower in 5-3, so maybe going for 5-4 and setting up a Royal Good Bars. I would speculate at this point. Still holding on to a narrow lead with SuperSonic. Got a stair boss here a little bit. Has to avoid the 6 on the timer, so that will give JT a little room, but we are pretty much neck and neck right now.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision by JT to go for this because he does have to set up Royal Good Bars anyway. You may as well grab that power-up so it doesn't cost as much time. And you see SuperSonic stopping there as well. So, very interesting decision by JT. I kind of like it because if you can get through 5-3 comfortably, you don't need firepower in 5-3. May as well go for it in 5-4 because you're slowing down anyway. It's SuperSonic having a little dance with the Potaboo and Bowser Fire and Bowser himself. Tough situation there, but he gets through, and jtknott carrying. The level started at 11:34 there for jtknott. We'll see at SuperSonic what it starts, 11:41. So about a 7-second lead here for JT.
I will say the decision to go for fire there in 5-4, beautiful. Got the clean grab on it below the box, clipping up through there, and managed to maintain a lead, even a little adversity there. So we'll see how the second half of this race goes out.
Yeah, that's confidence for JT not going for that 5-4 fire grab because you're kind of clipping into the block there, and that does take a certain amount of skill to do. So definite confidence there for JT. I like it. And now we're in 6-2. Maybe the most fun level in the speedrun for us because just a lot of fun snipes and killing things. And yeah, it's just a fun level, but it's a very difficult level to get the hang of when you're starting out.
Yeah, I'd say us is a pretty broad stroke there, Tecate. So both these runners making mincemeat of these piranha plants, though, coming through. Sonic cleanup here to the end. We'll see how he does. Not a problem.
Yeah, I think what we'll see going forward, so 6-3 shouldn't be too bad. You may get a bad bill here because these guys won't know their patterns. But it could come down to 6-4, maybe the Bowser fight. It could come down to the water swim in 7-2 or maybe a bad Cheap Sheep in 7-3. And then certainly World 8 has its litany of issues, more in 8-2 than anything, which could cost you a power-up and then you make 8-3 a little bit difficult. So there still are some spots that could trip these runners up. Didn't think it would be 6-3. It certainly wasn't. 6-4, though. We'll have to watch out for the Bowser fights here. Absolutely.
Even then, you're looking at the tough start here with the Potaboo. JT going to take it nice and safely here. Be mindful of the fire bars. Great job. Same thing with SuperSonic. Take it nice and safe here. This is where we're going to see Bowser throw hammers for the first time. Little bit of lag there, but really negligible for JT, and he's through.
Yeah, pretty minimal lag, and SuperSonic getting almost none. So
wow.
Both getting the 257 kill, but SuperSonic will pick up the smallest little increment of time just by having less lag. And I think his Bowser kill is a little faster, so there's a chance he may have even picked up a frame roll. You know, if it was a high 257 versus a low 257, there's a chance he may have gotten an extra frame roll on JT there. Tough to tell in the castle levels. JT, meanwhile, blasting his way through 7-1. SuperSonic close behind in hot pursuit. As we said, it was about 7 seconds difference, and I think that's probably where we still are, is 7 seconds going into 7-2.
Absolutely. 7-2 is going to be our second swim level. Very much like 2-2, except we're going to have a few more choke points, some bloopers coming in, and especially towards the end, we'll see how both these runners handle it. JT not going for the duck swim. I didn't see him do it. Sonic either. They're just going to blast through these. Yeah, and you were talking especially about the end there. There's the dreaded bad blooper, so we need to be watching out for one of those bloopers, these squid-likey thingies that
one of them likes to sometimes guard the exit pipe, so we need to watch out for that. That could cost the runners some time if it throws them some trouble. And JT coming up to that spot, he does have the blooper in the way, and he's going to have to wait it out instead of getting a fireball there. He wasn't able to get one onto the blooper there. SuperSonic, same thing. He's going to challenge it.
Wow.
There's a little bit of time made up right there. So...
And we're really getting this race is close enough. That frame rule here, that frame rule there, with the levels coming up, it's going to make a difference coming into the final levels.
Yeah, I mean, that was certainly more than a second that SuperSonic made up there. So closing the gap to less than 6 seconds. Now we're in 7-3, jtknott with the proper coin count, just barely missing a cheap. And SuperSonic close behind. Tight jump there. And both runners clean through 7-3. Incredible job. JT had a very close encounter with one cheap.
Very tight on there. He's clean. Sonic with a little bit of a cleaner one. Both runners were nice at one point in that level. Nice and clean through. We're to 7-4, our second maze level.
Yeah, these runners will know the maze pattern. Bottom, middle, top, middle, top. It can be a little tricky on that second section there, the top, middle, top. If you like take a little bonk there or something, you have the potential to loop the maze. JT, no problem. Let's see SuperSonic. Also, no problem. So both these runners clean through the maze. Bowser fight. Wow, JT rushed that one. I was nervous he wouldn't get that last fireball off. SuperSonic had to hesitate just a little more, getting the 343. So JT extends that lead back out to around 7 seconds.
All right, World 8, we are now into the final world. All checkpoints are out the window at this point. If they die at any point in these levels, they have to go back to the beginning. So this is the perilous part of the journey. Get through clean is the name here.
For sure. No checkpoints, as you mentioned. 8-1 shouldn't be too much trouble. We'll see how the end of 8-2 is for these runners. One thing I do want to say, again, SuperSonic will be racing again right after this at the top of the hour, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. If he were to lose this, he's not out. He would be 1-1, and London is also 1-1. So those two would be in a must-win versus each other. And even if Sonic wins here, London would still be in a must-win situation, because then if you beat Sonic, it'd be a three-way round robin. So both of these matches, this one now and the one coming up, are still very, very, very intense.
The drama of the group stage. We wanted these storylines. We got these storylines, Takate.
Yes, we did. And we'll see how these runners take the latter part of 8-2. JT doing the BDDB strategy. Shoutouts to Xerox Fiend for that strategy. And bopping off the Koopa there. SuperSonic doing the exact same thing. I wonder, though, if SuperSonic must not be watching where JT is, because... if he was, he knows he would need to make up a little bit of time and may have gone for the faster close to 8-2, because 8-3 shouldn't pose too much trouble to these runners with firepower.
Absolutely not. We're going to see the final set of the bros through here. Not a problem, as you said, with firepower. If they somehow lost power up, we'd have to be cautious of these. These four bros can be very tricky, but with that fire, blast them in the face, get on to the end of the level. JT taking the slowdown right there.
JT got a bit of a troll bro there. He had to do a little jump kill onto him. So, you know, I said it shouldn't pose too much trouble. He got the one trolley pattern and still dealt with it really, really well. So nice job by JT to get through 8-3 clean with that troll bro.
All right, so 8-4 here. Clean start for everybody. Coming up through. 78 is what you want to see on the timer in the first room. JT is going to come up through here, setting up for the wall jump, and oh, he missed the wall jump, so that is going to be a little bit of makeup if Sonic can get it here. And
Sonic
he does.
Gets it. So if JT were to somehow take a hit, oh my gosh, he almost did. That could open the door for SuperSonic, because JT may have to wait on the Podoboo or Bowser. So now we need to see if JT gets hit by this fire bar. He doesn't. That would have also opened up the door for SuperSonic there. So, and SuperSonic does take that hit. So it looks like this is going to go to JT, and SuperSonic versus London will be a must-win for both runners.
All right, JT hits the axe. He's done. 1919, and SuperSonic takes the death to the Podoboo here. He will have to go ahead and run this level again to finish up. As we said, times are important here in case for tiebreaker, but jtknott is your winner. 1919 on the timer. GG's to JT.
Yeah, and JT moves to 3-0 in this group stage, and certainly has to be one of the favorites to take down this whole tournament. Taking a group with London and SuperSonic and going 3-0 is impressive for JT. At this point, no tiebreakers are going to come into play because JT is 3-0, Niemek is 0-3, and right now SuperSonic and London are both 1-1. So in that case, it's just SuperSonic versus London for the right to advance onto the next stage of the tournament.
Absolutely. So, and again, getting to the drama, but let's go back to this run right here. Really, it just came to how clean you can keep it for both runners. Sonic and JT were fantastic all the way through, and Sonic had some of the worst Bowser patterns, but JT able to minimize the one mistake he had and got through, and that was the difference.
Yeah, definitely. And we do have JT in the interview room here. So JT, a 19-19 GG's. You go 3-0 in the group stage. Got to feel pretty happy with a 19-19.
Yeah, that's my best time in this tournament. The only mistake that I really did not like was 5-2. I choked in 5-2.
Yeah, it was interesting.
19:05 pace at that point,
Yeah, I was gonna say it was interesting because you decided to power up in 5-2. You grabbed that one where it's like one tile off the ground, and then you decided to skip the other power up in 5-2, skip the 5-3 power up, and get the 5-4 power up. Talk about your decision making process there.
So basically, if you pick up the Fire Flower in 5-4, you basically it's exactly like Royal Good Bars. So I did it just for that, but I didn't know about the Potaboo, so I just saved them out and finished with the 256. I was fine with that.
All right, and also joining us now in the booth is SuperSonic. SuperSonic, I know you said in the SRL chat that you were disappointed in this race. It was very tight right up until you hit that Lotaboo there in 8-4. Take us through the run. What happened?
Well, initially, when I made that first mistake in 3-4, that's when I thought to myself, like, it was over from that point. Because I had to re-grab the power-ups in 4-1 and 4-2. But I still tried to stay in it. But I didn't really know where JT was the entire time. So I was just pretty much doing my thing, and I didn't really have a spreadsheet open either. So I'm just kind of going on the fly, which probably isn't the brightest idea to do in a race. But
that was going to be my next question. Going into 3-4, were you on the spreadsheet? Did you know what that Potaboo was going to do, or did you just kind of leave it up to fate?
I was not on the spreadsheet. I was doing a practice run earlier, and it was that same exact pattern, but I just jumped early, and I got hit by that Potaboo. But yeah, like the rest of the run was pretty much okay. I had some slip ups in some of the Bowser fights, but then 8-4 happened, and that was like probably my most disappointing 8-4 so far.
Yeah, it was really interesting because even though you did take that hit in 3-4, JT ended up taking that hit in 5-2. You guys were within 7 seconds after that point, all the way up until 8-4, no more than 7 seconds apart. So JT ended up missing the wall jump, and it closed it up a little bit. There was a potential for some drama. He also had a little bump on the turnaround.
Yeah.
The Cheap came up underneath and hit him. So there was potential for some drama had he taken a hit to the Cheap or the Fire Bar and had to wait on Potaboo or Bowser. You may have been able to close the gap. So you were still right in that SuperSonic. It happens. We were only a little bit behind though, but I mean that was a really good race between the both of you. Really clean. I mean, both of you basically with one mistake until 8-4, and just a really nice run by both of you.
Yeah. It was all right. I'm just, I don't know. Just really dejected about that. But I got another race coming up, so I can't really be, too down about it. Just kind of get this behind me and focus on the next one.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Sorry. What is your mindset going into this next race with London B? You're both now 1-1. This is essentially the tiebreaker race here to advance. Do you change up what you did there? Are you going to open up the spreadsheet now? Is there something you need to do a little bit differently in your setup? Or are you just going to go out and run it again?
I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm not going to use a spreadsheet. I'll still power up in 1-1 and 1-2. And just hopefully get good Bowser fights. And I don't know. I just gotta regain my composure and just be ready for the next one. I've been doing a bunch of races today, so maybe it might be catching up to me right now. But it's the luck of the draw, really.
Yeah, so it is you versus London. Winner goes on, loser is out. It's a must-win for both of you. Times don't matter at this point. There's no tiebreaker scenarios. It's just win in advance. So you still got another chance. JT, meanwhile, 3-0 in the group stage. We were saying before you jumped in the interview room here, especially with a time like 1919 and besting a group that includes London and SuperSonic and Neomech, 3 of the legends of the tournament. I think you've got to be feeling pretty strong going into the knockout round.
Definitely. I am scared of a few people. I have seen some of their race times, and they scare me. But
you have to name names now, JT. Who are you trying to avoid in this in the draw?
Number 1, Marzo 2. That's number 1. I'm terrified of him. If Cosmic plays like last year, I have no clue. I'd have to go for a PB. I just have to do a PB at him if I was going against Cosmic. GT Ace. He's, oh my goodness, but yeah, those are the main people. I can't think of everyone right now. Jeremy MKW, but those are all I can think of right now. I'm really scared of him.
We'll stop you there so you don't name everybody and feel like you're trashing anybody else. This is a good tournament. There's reason to have a little bit of, I'd say, I wouldn't call it fear, but, just kind of, got to be on your toes the whole time with who we have left in this tournament.
Yeah, no doubt. And SuperSonic, one more match for you, like I said, versus London. Got to be looking forward to playing London. He's another good runner.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. It's going to be a pretty interesting race. He's a very consistent runner all around. He can put up a 19-1x time easily. But to kind of respond to JT's statement, don't be scared of anybody, because you're one of the strongest runners in the tournament right now, and you have a really good PB on top of that. So endorsement from me, keep at it, man.
Thanks.
Really nice. So excellent sportsmanship there, and I think we'll wrap it up there because we want to let SuperSonic get a chance to get prepped for his next match in just about half an hour versus London B 415 right here on Speed Gaming 3. In the meantime, if you do want to check out something else, we've got a whole bunch of stuff going on in the Speed Gaming family of networks. Thank you to Speed Gaming for hosting us. There's the Mega Man 2 Rando going on in the main twitch.tv/Speed Gaming channel. There's something going on in Speed Gaming 4, Speed Gaming 5, Speed Gaming 2, and Speed Gaming 6. So they are chock full of things going on right now. And also shout outs to Rupert for putting on this tournament. And, of course, GG's to both runners. Any last words from any of you?
GL to SuperSonic on his next race. And GL to everyone in the tournament. Thanks, shouts to Speed Gaming, and good night.
I just want to say thank you to Rupert first and foremost. He's done so much, not just running the tournament, but just everything behind the scenes in general. And of course, thank you to Takate and Elder Spork, who's like the JR and King of speedrunning commentary. And then, of course, best of luck to everybody else in the tournament. I got one more race coming up. If it's a winner go home situation, but we'll make the best of it.
Well, I'm going to spend this next half hour or so coming up with every single cliche for winner go home that we can say during this race coming up through here. Only thing I'll be short of is they won't let me draw pictures on the stream a la Madden, so we will not get that. I want to just echo what Takate said. Speed Gaming is such a fantastic community. All of the channels that you have, I find myself checking out every single tournament that they have, even in games that I personally have no interest in. I'll sit down and I'll watch a Final Fantasy rando race. I'll sit here and watch, obviously, Legend of Zelda and Metroid rando is a hot one. SMB 3, just some fantastic races to have here. Besides the Super Mario Warpless Tournament going on right now, but Rupert's doing such a great job, as always. And Takate, I'm going to personally thank you as well for also helping out Rupert, keeping everybody going, keeping it flowing very nicely through this whole tournament. This is always one of my favorite experiences of the year.
No doubt. And with that, we are going to wrap it up here. GG's to both runners. We will catch you all in half an hour right here in Speed Gaming 3. For the Elder Spork, I am Takate. See y'all very, very, very shortly.
Don't go anywhere.